What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be just a quick video, and I kind of think I might actually make a series for you guys on just some quick tips in terms of training and nutrition, because I get asked so many questions that I feel that I could actually explain them very quickly in some quick YouTube videos if I could just turn over the editing time on those. But if you guys are new here, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Chanel Collette. I'm the head coach of the Audacious Athletes coaching community, and I am also the owner of Chanel Collette Fitness LLC. I have multiple online strength and conditioning programs. I have an assistant coach named Brittany Lauzon, and her and I also build training communities together. So if you guys are interested in getting to know a little bit more about me and my team, check out that description box below. But if you're not new here, what's up? It's been a while, I know. I'm not as consistent as I would love to be on YouTube, because I do love this platform and I love the creative outlet and energy I do get to give to you guys on camera. However, I do give a lot of my time to my coaching clients, and that brings me to this particular video. Actually, the inspiration for this video came from the fact that it's January and many of the clients on our rosters are brand spanking new to an online custom coaching environment, and so they have a plethora of questions. One of the biggest questions that's been coming up in client check-ins is, how do I build a meal plan, and why are you not building a meal plan for me? This video is going to be about lean protein sources, and the reason why I'm choosing lean protein sources is because I feel that this is one of the simplest ways to start building your own meal plan. Within a client coaching situation, my go-to in explaining a new client who has never once worked with macros before, or may just struggle in general with consistency to the macros that I lay out for them, is that we talk first about the lean sources of protein that you can incorporate in your diet. And I say lean sources because lean sources of protein per weight are typically higher in protein than they are carbs and fats. And so this makes it a lot easier to build your quote meal plans if you're not having to do as much macro manipulation. There is far less macro fatigue, as we call it, with lean protein sources, because you can bring in fat sources into the equation that are a lot easier to manipulate to hit your macro goals, rather than trying all the time to fit these like really high fat protein sources, or maybe combining things like chicken sausage that may have a high carbohydrate content or a high fat content. And then you're playing this macro manipulator at the very end of the day, creating these really unbalanced meals. And so I really encourage my clients to pick 4 to 5 lean sources of protein that work for them in helping work with the quadrant method. So this is a KISS method. So keep it simple, stupid is my version of a quadrant method for building your meal plan. Think of your plate split into 4 quadrants. You have your protein, your carb, your vegetable, and your fat source. When you think of your plate as a quadrant and you have to hit all 4 of these components, I really encourage my clients to get proteins that are predominantly by weight, mainly protein. Carbohydrates that predominantly by weight are carb focused. Fat sources such as avocados, nut butters, oils. Actually, I'm a huge fan of all oils, because 1 gram in weight is equivalent to 1 gram in fat. So it makes it super easy to really macro manipulate to hit your fat goals that you have, because you can add a 3 or 2 or 4 or 5 grams in weight of olive oil to any dish that you would love to heat up in a skillet. Not only is it great heart healthy fats, rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, but you are also going to be adding plenty of flavor to any of your skillet based meals. That quadrant system really allows you to make many meals easy, and not have to do this kitchen sink method at the end of the night, where you literally throw everything in and be like, well, I guess that's going to hit my macros by the end of the day. And honestly, that's going to create that macro fatigue always when my clients constantly are having that frustration at the very end of their day. They are going to lose sight of their overall goals, and they're going to lose sight of the benefit to tracking macros. Obviously, there's a huge benefit to tracking macros. This if it fits your macros concept does allow dietary variety. Dietary variety is super important, but what's really important in a new coaching relationship is what you spent your money on, which is achieving your goals. And therefore, consistency is a huge part of that equation. And sometimes you need something very simple to keep you pretty consistent and learn the foundation and structure first before diving into a host of other more complicated things. cravings. So this is why I'm doing this video on Lean Proteins 101, so you can figure out your favorite sources. I'm just going to be sharing with you my favorite sources today, a little bit of nutrition facts regarding those favorite sources, so you can potentially incorporate these into your meal plans or your dietary intake throughout the day. But again, consistency typically equates to meal plans in the first start of any sort of new goals that you may have. And for my contest prep clients who I'm coaching, or if you're within contest prep, lean proteins are your best friend. They allow so much simplicity to building your meals, and then you're able to use these wonderful oils that are absolutely good for hormonal balance, for satiation, which is keeping you fuller longer. You need to incorporate more oils. I see so many competitors missing out on oil consumption and then constantly ravenous because they're depending on a lot less savory options that allow them that satiation from every meal. If I have some ghee butter, olive oil, or coconut oil sauteed in my favorite vegetables, or using that to brown my sweet potatoes in the skillet, like nothing else in this world tastes better to me when I'm dieting is nice crispy vegetables sauteed in a skillet with some good hearty oil. So let's talk about chicken. It's one of the least expensive sources of protein out there. It's readily available to almost everybody, and unless you're a vegetarian, you probably enjoy chicken. It's easy, it's convenient, it's affordable. As much as I hate to say it, I spend a lot of time not eating chicken, and I can't overdo chicken. Personally, it's not one of the best digesting protein sources for me, but I figured out how to circumvent that. I've also figured out digestive enzymes are my best friend with chicken. And again, it's super easy. I resort to it all the time for that mere fact. But I do love chicken tenderloins. For 100 gram are 1.2 fat, 0 carb, and 27.4 grams of protein. And most of what you're going to hear today is protein based on 27 grams, around that range. That is what my bolus of protein is per meal. I really talk about bolus of protein per meal for my clients so we can have nutrient assimilation and balanced digestion throughout the day. Protein is one of those big sources that will throw off digestion for literally almost everybody. If you consume a high protein meal, 45 to 55 grams of protein, and you're used to consuming or really needing to consume around 25 to 27 grams of protein, you're going to be full for really long. You're not going to want your next meal, and you likely may experience some digestive feedback from that. So if you're anything like me, protein is something I'm more sensitive with, so I have to be super careful in my protein grams per meal to see great digestion and hunger for my next meal. Typically when I'm making my chicken, guys, I never season it in the pan. When I'm prepping my chicken, I always leave it plain. And the reason for that is so I can make it seasoned however I want it when I decide I want to eat chicken. Sometimes I want it savory, sometimes I want it sweet. When you're meal prepping, to maybe not overly season your food then, so you can then season it however your taste buds desire at the time in which you're about to sit down and eat it. That's a big, big trick for all you dieters out there, anybody in contest prep. Season your food when you're about to eat it so you can decide at that point what flavor profile you're actually craving. Like if I seasoned my chicken with one particular season all the time, I would also have no palate variety either. So I talk about nutrient variety, but I got to talk about palate variety as well. Season your food once you decide you want to eat it, because then you get to appease your palate for whatever you would like. I don't want my chicken savory if I'm going to combine it with sweet potatoes and nut butter. That sounds terrible. I want it to be sweetened with a little bit of stevia, cinnamon. Complements the nut butter, sweet potatoes absolutely divinely. So the other great option of chicken is chicken jerky. First off, I had no idea chicken jerky existed. My friends over at Jawbox reached out to me and let me know that they make chicken jerky. What? I would have never thought that chicken jerky was a thing. I had seen bacon jerky, I had seen turkey jerky, I had seen salmon jerky, wouldn't recommend it, didn't like it. But my guys over at Jawbox have a spicy buffalo style chicken jerky. They have a Korean barbecue chicken jerky. Ooh, those are two of my absolute favorite products that they carry. Both of these packets of Jawbox chicken jerky contain 13 to 16 grams of protein per packet. They are an awesome on-the-go option, really quick and easily readily available for me. I typically combine one of these with a protein bar, or I slam some protein into some iced coffee, which is one of my also all-time favorite ways to consume protein powder is with an iced coffee. Moving on to ground beef. Lean ground beef is an absolute staple in my diet. I typically have low iron, so I have to incorporate red meat. If you're not a red meat eater, click through this particular food selection. Lean ground beef is one of my favorites, but I am particular about the lean ground beef that I will get because some lean ground beef tastes like cardboard. So far, my top picks are Trader Joe's lean ground beef 96.4, and then I'd have to say Laura's is second. Laura's is a little on the cardboard side of things, but if you're going to add coconut oil to any of these lean ground beefs, then it's going to taste divine, I promise. Lean ground beef in terms of volume is going to give you a lot more volume weight than chicken will. In 130 grams weight of ground beef, you are going to actually be getting 27.5 grams of protein. So again, 100 grams in weight of chicken versus 130 grams in weight of ground beef. So if you're looking for volume in your protein sources and a little bit more volume in your meal, I would opt for ground beef. Plus, if you are low in iron or have any issues with iron, I would also recommend having ground beef in your diet, even if you are dieting. I have so many people who come to me dieting and they're like, chicken, 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 egg whites, egg whites, egg whites. And I'm like, you can have ground beef. Beef is a good thing. It's like, where's the beef? Your lean ground beef is one of your friends, especially for those volume eaters who might be watching today. Also, my friends over at Jawbox do have multiple flavors of beef jerky as well. And those beef jerky packets are gonna be around 18 grams of protein per one single serving. All right, so let's move on to some seafood, guys. I eat seafood on a regular basis. I absolutely love salmon, but we're not gonna talk about salmon today because salmon is not a lean source of protein. It is on the relatively lean side, but it's not one that is as easily to manipulate within the quadrant system we're talking about. So I'm going to talk to you about two of the leanest sources of seafood out there that I thoroughly enjoy and that are easy to prep. One's a little bit more readily available than another, but the other tastes so darn good. So the first thing is the Argentinian or red shrimp or icon meal shrimp. Either of those shrimp to me taste absolutely delicious. I'm a super big fan of icon meal shrimp because it's literally the only shrimp I've ever had that tastes good reheated. I promise, guys. I don't know what they're doing over there at Icon Meals with their shrimp, but that shrimp tastes so freaking good reheated. And these Argentinian red shrimp from Kroger are absolutely amazing. They are so stinking good, and they taste so buttery and textured just like lobster. Can't believe it. But this red shrimp, for 4 ounces, which is 113 grams weight wise, you are going to be getting 20 grams of protein in that 4-ounce serving. And my absolute other favorite lean seafood is going to be sea scallops. Oh, your girl, she's got a soft spot for the scallops. I literally make scallops probably at least once every other week. They are a little bit more on the pricier side of things, I'm not gonna lie. But if you can manage to sear them just perfectly with your fat oil of choice, I prefer sesame oil with my sea scallops. Love me some sesame oil. Coconut oil mixed with liquid coconut aminos. That's absolutely divine. You want to learn how to sear them perfectly in the skillet and get them nice and crispy. But for 4 ounces, 113 grams in weight, you are going to be getting 17 grams of protein. So if you want to purchase a little bit more grams in weight, maybe 5-6 ounces, you're going to easily be able to reach that bolus closer to 25 to 27 grams of protein per meal. All right, last 2 things, and probably one of the easiest on the go protein options other than jerky is going to be your whey protein and your fat-free Greek yogurt. I prefer, obviously, Legion Athletics for my whey isolate selection, and the reason why is because they have a whey isolate. It's not a concentrate. It is a whey isolate, which means it is 99.9% lactose free. They also do not sweeten it with any artificial sweeteners, and they have some of the most divine flavors: salted caramel and cinnamon cereal and mocha cappuccino being my top 3 favorites. I absolutely love using whey protein both in my Pro-Yo bowls, my iced coffee, which we already talked about, and I also make this weird concoction peri-workout. So pre-workout, I mixed my chocolate peanut butter Legion Whey Plus with PB2 powder, make that into a nice little peanut butter type paste, spread that on some rice cakes with some jelly, top it with some sea salt, and that is one of my go-to pre-workouts. Like, I look forward to that pre-workout meal every single freaking day. It's so easy to make. It's quick, it's fast, it's efficient, it tastes good, it's quick to digest. The benefit of whey isolates are that they have a high bioavailability. High bioavailability means that it's going to be easily to digest, not weighing down in your stomach, and it's going to your body's going to have a higher rate of absorption of that whey protein as well. So this This is why isolates are probably the more expensive option of whey powders, but you're getting far more bang for your buck, in my opinion, over something like a concentrate. So the last thing is for my dairy-friendly folks, fat-free Greek yogurt. Guys, I love some of the flavored Greek yogurt, but you can flavor fat-free Greek yogurt very easily. And again, it's so easy to macro manipulate. For literally 280 grams weight-wise of Greek yogurt, plain, fat-free, you are going to get 27 grams of protein. So one of my favorite ways, obviously, of consuming Greek yogurt, if you guys know me or follow me on Instagram, is my Pro-Yo bowls. Pro-Yo bowls are so freaking good. All you do, mix about half of that 280 gram serving. So I typically go about 150 to 160 grams weight-wise of plain Greek yogurt. Then I throw in a half scoop of my protein powder choice. Typically my Pro-Yo bowls are cinnamon cereal and salted caramel. Love those two in the Pro-Yo bowl. Absolutely divine. So 15 to 16 grams weight of a whey protein mixed in with the fat-free Greek yogurt. And there you have a delicious high protein full bolus of protein meal. And to hit your quadrant rule in that Pro-Yo bowl, your carb source can be a rice cake, it can be fruit, it can be cereal, most of which are pretty low in protein or low in trace proteins, and also low in trace fats. And then your fat source can be topped with coconut flakes. You can top with nut butter. Nut butter is my go-to on that one. I absolutely love almond butter. So my Pro-Yo bowls, I actually have a full IG story highlight devoted to my Pro-Yo bowls. It's kind of a big deal on my Instagram, guys, if you're not already there. There's plenty of options within that Pro-Yo bowl highlight for you guys to get super creative and get so many ideas on combining these two of my favorite protein sources. All right, guys, so this wraps up my Proteins 101 video for you guys. If you have any other questions for me, please drop them in that comment section below. If you liked this quick little foodie video, let me know. If you guys want more nutrition tips and tricks, happy to provide some short little videos for you that are not time sensitive, because vlogs I feel like are time sensitive. Like, oh, that was like 3 months ago and she's now showing that to us on YouTube, but we saw it on her Instagram 3 months ago. Okay, anyways. So if you guys liked this kind of content, I would love to produce more of it. So please give me a thumbs up if you do. Don't be shy and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a rare video from me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
I'm passionate. I work hard so when it pop, it ain't